যে আনিল প্রেমাদান পরম কাচু
All right. Anyone else? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Hare Krishna. You're most welcome. Thank you. Patram Pushpan Palantoyam. Anything can be given. Your hand is on. Yeah, you got it. Is it going to be recovered fully? Will it become fully recovered? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your Guru Dakshin on behalf of Radha Nila Madhav. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
यही हमारा दिल बना रहे हैं। मुझे आपको देख के बड़ी खुशी होती है।
Hare Krishna.
आप सच्चे भगवान हैं, सच्चे भगवान। मैं तो बहुत खुश होती हूँ आप क्या ऐसा करते। अभी मेरा दिल बहुत खुश है।
Give me chair, Master. Give me chair. Bring me chair.
Program has not finished yet. After Guru Dakshina, we'll have question answer session, and then Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming. Hare Krishna. Krishna. Program has not finished yet. After Guru Dakshina, we'll have questions answer session, and then prize distribution, and then there is a big prasad and prasna feast. So please stay here.
Himanshu? আমাদের গিয়ে যা দুজনে
sure.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you. Yes.
Yes. When did the beads just originate?
What?
When did the beads just start?
When did chanting on beads start? This chanting on beads has always been done. It is an eternal engagement. It is a way of counting the times we chant and praise Lord Krishna. It is not a question of when it started. It has always been going on since time eternal. It is a continuous process. Another question? The girl in the back.
Is heaven the same thing as the spiritual world?
Is heaven the same thing as the spiritual world? No. Heaven means there are so many planets in this universe. So some of the planets are called Svarga, or heavenly. Just like some parts of Houston are better than other parts for living, isn't it? In some places they have bigger homes, right? People have more money. So in heaven, it is a material planet which has better facilities than this planet. But the spiritual world is not material. In heaven, you may live a long time, you may have so much wealth, you may have so much beauty, but still one day you have to die. But in the spiritual world, there is no birth or death, no old age, no disease. It is beyond the universe. Heaven is a material planet in the upper part of this universe. Understand? So we don't want to go to heaven, we want to go to the kingdom of God. But sometimes when Christians say heaven, they may have some idea about the kingdom of God. Maybe they're using the same word as we do when we say spiritual world. But when we say heaven, we mean higher material planets, and we don't want to go there. We want to go to Krishna's planet, Krishna Loka. Somebody who hasn't asked a question yet, who has never asked a question on any day.
Why do the pujaris
Why does the Pujari do what?
do the ghee lamp and do the handkerchief?
Why do they do what? Wait. Why the ghee lamp and handkerchief? Is that what you're asking? Okay. You're asking why the Pujari does so many different things offering to Krishna. The incense is so Krishna can smell the fragrance, nice fragrance, right? The ghee lamp is a way of auspiciousness. It is the lights. Light is auspicious. Without light, we cannot see. So everything begins with seeing, with light, right? So the ghee lamp is a sign of auspiciousness. We greet the Lord by offering lamps. Then water, fragrant water like Ganges water or nice water is sprinkled when a great person comes. Then cloth is offered, fresh cloth, just like we give clothing to someone to greet the Lord. Flowers because they're fragrant. Chamra and fan to cool the Lord, like this. Understand? Another question? Then the ghosts will leave. Anyone have a question? This young man.
Why do they sprinkle the water when we do arti?
To wake you up. Another question? Not in Sugar Land. Krishna doesn't live in Sugar Land. Or does he? Yeah, he does also.
Krishna lives in a house, but it's not like ours. What is your house made from? Bricks. You know what Krishna's house is made from? Touchstone, Chintamani. Chintamani stones. Do you know what Chintamani stones are for? They can fulfill all your desires. The stones that make Krishna's house fulfill all desires. So all of the bricks in Krishna's house are made of Chintamani. Now what do you think that means? If you had a house made of Chintamani stones, what would you do? You'd have so many desires, right? But in Krishna's planet, the houses are made of Chintamani, but do the people have any desires? No. So even though they could get all their desires fulfilled, they have no other desire except one thing. What is that? To love Krishna, to serve Krishna. Any other persons have questions who have never asked a question?
Yes, well, we always talk about reincarnating after, we talk about afterlife and going to spiritual. But what were we before we started our birth?
The previous life?
Before the birth and death process, starting from the small.
There are two explanations. You mean to say, what are you asking? What we were in our past life?
Not past life, but before we started the birth and death process.
Oh, I see. It is explained since time immemorial we have been caught in this material world. So there is no way to calculate where it has begun and where it ends. Sometimes it is said we have come from the spiritual world. Other times it is we have come from the spiritual world, sometimes it is said. And other times it is said that we have been in the material world since such a very long time that there is no way to calculate where it began. So both answers are given like that. One says that they have come from the spiritual world, and for some time we have gone away from Krishna. And now we find ourselves here. And others say that we have been here since a very long time. There is no way to know when and where it began. Another question?
Why can't
What happened? The microphone swallowed your voice.
I see God?
Why can't you? How good are your eyes? Are they good eyes? Do you think you have good eyes? Do you need glasses? So you should be able to see God, right? Why can't you see through this wall? If your eyes are so good, can you see through the wall? Close your eyes. Can you see me? Close your eyes. Can you see me? So your eyes are so bad that just with a little piece of skin they can be covered. If we turn off all the lights in this room, will you be able to see anything? No. If it's dark in this room, can you see anything? So really the problem is that we are not very good at seeing. Where is Krishna? Everywhere. Then how will you see Krishna? You have to have some special way to see Krishna. Do you know what is required? You have to smear some special ointment on your eyes. Do you know what that ointment is called? Love for Krishna. Hey, come on. Stop. Out. Take him out. No babies. Love for Krishna. Listen. When you develop love for Krishna, then you'll be able to see Krishna. Here's Krishna on the altar. You said you can't see him? You can't see him there? But if someone comes here who has no love for Krishna, they'll say, that's not Krishna. But someone who has love for Krishna, they see the deity, they immediately cry. There's another way to see Krishna. Do you know what that is? Through his name. When you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna and his name are not different. Krishna and his name, the name of Krishna is Krishna. So say Krishna. Say it again. Louder. 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 Very good. You keep doing that and you'll see Krishna. Okay, your friend next to you can come up now and ask a question. You had a question? Swallow the microphone.
Why do we say Krishna?
Why do we say Krishna? Because Krishna's name is the sweetest sound of all. Do you like to eat mangoes? Do you like mangoes? Why? Huh? Because they taste good. Do you like to eat ice cream? Yes? Why? Tastes good, right? So Krishna's name tastes better than any ice cream. Krishna's name is sweeter than any mango. That's why we say Krishna. And if you say to me that I don't think it's so sweet, then I think there's something wrong with your taste. Because it is the sweetest sound of all. Another question? Okay.
Whenever I do
Are you dancing over there? It looks like a dance you're doing. Okay, take a deep breath. Okay, now go ahead.
whenever I do jump, my mind goes everywhere, and it's sometimes it's hard to do jump.
Okay. So the way to control your mind, I already told you, but you weren't listening. I already said it in the lecture. When the mind is going everywhere, when you're doing japa, you should chant louder. And if your mind keeps going, what should you do? Chant even louder. And if it keeps going, what should you do? Until eventually it doesn't go anywhere. You chant as loud as you need to chant to control the mind. Okay? Understand? Everyone has this problem. Remember I said we will practice, we make an experiment, and when we chanted loudly, it was easy to remember Krishna. Huh? You're going to know the parent's name because I'm going to give a prize. Anyone else have a question? Who never asked a question before? You asked.
Where did you first hear the Bhagavad Gita?
Where did I first hear Bhagavad Gita? The first time I heard the Bhagavad Gita, I read the Bhagavad Gita when I was in school. But not at school, but I got a book from the library and I read it. But it was not Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is. And I just thought it is a very nice poem. But I didn't have any idea that the Bhagavad Gita was about Krishna. And then I read another edition of Bhagavad Gita, and still I could not understand anything about Krishna. But when I first met Prabhupada, then he had Bhagavad Gita as it is. And I read his Bhagavad Gita and heard him speak, and then I understood that the purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to love Krishna. So that is the first time I really heard Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, the other things I heard, they were not Bhagavad Gita. Because Bhagavad Gita cannot be taught or written by anyone unless they are a pure devotee of Krishna. Okay? Understand? That was about 25 years ago. Someone had their hand up here?
Everybody had the soul of the Paramatma. If Krishna is everybody's
Wait a minute, start again. The other day I said that everybody has...
the soul, and then there's the little bit of Vishnuji has soul. The Paramatma.
Wait a minute. Everybody has a soul, and then what?
The Paramatma.
Okay, but what is the soul called? And what is Krishna called?
Paramatma.
Okay, then what's your question?
Okay, and you said it was in the form of Vishnuji.
Yes.
If Vishnuji is in everybody's heart, what possesses them to do all this bad stuff?
What?
What possesses them to do all the bad stuff?
They don't listen to Vishnu. Just like you're living at home. A person is living at home with his parents, but the person may still do something bad. The parents are saying, do this, and they say, I don't care what you tell me, I'm going to do what I want. So the problem is that people don't listen to Krishna or Vishnu. Now you may say, well, they can't hear Krishna or Vishnu. Why doesn't he speak? He does speak. What is the way in which Krishna speaks? Bhagavad Gita. So if you read Bhagavad Gita, then you'll know what Krishna says. Then you have to follow. Now the next question is, what makes people not follow? Their desires? Their material desires from past lifetimes and this lifetime. What makes them have material desires? Bad association and ignorance. Ignorance of who they are, ignorance of who God is, ignorance of their relationship with God. So how to make people do what Krishna or Vishnu wants? They have to read Bhagavad Gita, they get knowledge, give them good association. Okay? Yes?
Time when all the souls against the spiritual world.
No. Because there will always be someone who is forgetful of God. There will always be someone who is forgetful of God.
Chapter in the Bhagavad Gita is very important. Can you elaborate on that? Tell me why.
The 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita talks about devotional service. And devotional service is the essence of spiritual knowledge. So since the science of devotion is described in the 12th chapter, it is considered to be most important, or one of the very most important chapters of the Gita. It describes pure devotional service. And that's very important, because that's the way to realize Krishna. Have you got Bhagavad Gita at home? You do? Have you ever read it? Which Bhagavad Gita do you have? Prabhupada's translation? Very good. Any other questions? Who is
Balaram in his first life?
Balaram is his first life. Balaram is Balaram. Who is Balaram? Krishna's elder brother. Next question. Who never asked a question?
Girl, can you remember how it was down here?
You can, but you don't want to. When you have a bad dream at night, can you remember it? Do you want to? This is a bad dream. Material life is a bad dream. When you get to the spiritual world, you got a lot of better things to remember than this.
Srila Gurudev, you have done a wonderful and simple lecture over those 6 days. And my question is, how can we continue that mood?
How can we continue the mood of these lectures? By getting the copy of all of these lectures on video. And then you can watch them regularly. We will be making these videos very special. You will like these videos because now we're just recording. You see our recording gentleman here. But when he finishes, then I'm going to request him, he has to do much more than this. Because every time I say something, if there's a picture we can show, we're going to put that picture on the screen. Right? So when we talked about Lord Shiva, you'll see a picture of Shiva and you'll hear my voice talking. And so many subjects that we discussed, you're going to see it, and we're going to try to animate this video a little. So it will take us about 1 month or 2 months to produce these videos, and when they are produced, they'll be very interesting. So anyone who wants can write their name down on the table outside and put your name down for getting these videos sent to you in a package of 6. And in that way you can remember and go on learning. Because I think you cannot remember everything I said in these 6 days. Is there anyone here who remembers every word I said? No. So how do you remember something? By hearing it again and again. All right. Is there anyone else? No, you asked already. Okay, all children who asked questions, please come up for your prize. Rishi. You know what that means? Nobody told you? It means wise man. It means you're very intelligent. So I'm going to give you this nice book, which is The Life Story of Srila Prabhupada. Rishi, are your parents here? Please, where are they? Stand up. Very good. Next. How old are you?
7.
That's a good age. Stand up there. We're going to give you, do you have this book? This is The Life of Srila Prabhupada. What's your name? Huh? Chirag. Are your parents here? They could stand up. There you go. What is your name? Huh? Jai. Victory. Vijay. Jai Vijay? What books do you have? Any books you don't have? You don't have that book? You read it. What books do you have? Any books do you have? Do you have any books you don't have? I'll give you a garland. He has all the books. Are your parents here? Where are they? Is your father here? Where is he? Ah, temple president. What's your name? Nisha. How old are you? Well, which one is it? 8 or 9? Okay. Now let's see. Do you have this book? No. Volume 1. You have this book? Okay, I'm going to give you this book all about Krishna. Are your parents here? Your aunt's here. Where is she? There she is. Okay. What's your name? Ami? Spell that. A-M-I. Ami. Okay, how old are you? 10 years old. You have these Krishna books? If I give you this book, will you read it? Okay. Krishna. Are your parents here? Can they stand up, please? Kishan? Oh, your name is Kishan. That sounds like Krishna. Does it mean Krishna? What was the question you asked me? Why they sprinkle water when they get through the ark? How old are you? 5 years old. Okay, I'm going to give you this Goloka activity book. Are your parents here? Where are they? Ah, your mother. Okay, come up here. What's your name? Huh? Dimo. Very good name. How old are you? Do you have the Krishna books? You have 1 and 2. What number is this? We only have 1 and 2. Okay. 8 years old. Do you have the comment books? You do? You don't? You sure? You have do you have this one? Story of Prabhupada? Okay. I'm going to give you this story. Are your parents here? Where are they? Very good girl. She has attended all of the lectures. Okay, what's your name? Shalom. Spell that. S-H-A-L-U. Shalom. How old are you? 10 years old. Do you have these Krishna books? Will you be able to read it? Okay. Are your parents here? Your mom's here. Where is she? Please stand up. Ah, there she is. Okay. Thank you very much. What is your name? Spell that. P-A-Y-A-L. Payal. How old are you? Do you have this book? You don't have this one. All right, I'm going to give you this book all about Prabhupada. Okay, are your parents here? Ah, good girl. What is your name? Vishaka. How old are you? 10 years old. Shaka, do you have? Is there any book that you don't have? Do you have this book about Prabhupada? Okay, I'm going to give you a book about Prabhupada. Okay. Your father and mother here? Where are they? What's your name? Spell that. Mita. How old are you? 6 years old. Okay. What about this? This is better activity. Brother already had that one. What about? Do you have this one? The butter thief. Are your parents here? Where are they? Good girl. You don't have to stand up there. What's your name? Spell that. D-E-E. Deepu. What is your age? 16. Okay. I'm going to give you this book, Science of Yoga. Okay? Hare Krishna. What is your name? Gita. How old are you? What book don't you have? Really? You don't know? Okay, you get it. Your parents are here? Where's Deepu's parents? Are they here? There she is. Thank you very much. What is your name? Spell that. N-E-H-A, Neha. How old are you? 15. Do you have the biography of Prabhupada? Oh, this is a nice book. I'll give this one. Okay. Are your parents here? You don't know anything. What is your name? Vishal. How old are you? 13. You have this book coming back? Okay, I'll give you this book coming back. Thank you. Hey, wait. Give me one of these. Hare Krishna. Are your parents here? Your uncle and aunt are here? Can we see them, please? Yes, please. What is your age? What is your name? Amish. Have you got this book? Okay, Science of Self-Realization. And are your parents here? Thank you very much. Yeah. So your brother got 7 lifetimes. He says about the 7 lifetimes as a devotee or 3 lifetimes as a demon, he thinks it's better to be 7 lifetimes as a devotee because at least you're constantly engaged in Krishna's service. Now, some of you have got beads which we gave today, right? Whoever has beads that were given to him today, raise your hands. Raise your hands. Okay, parents of these children, if they want to keep the beads, kindly give the cost of the beads at the table, right? On the way out. And if not, then you must return them. I don't think you should return them. Unless they tell me that you can keep the beads. Alright, you can keep the beads. But Gopinath says you can buy the bead back. You can keep the beads with no cost. Whatever Guru Dakshin is here, we will give to Radha Nila Madhava, and that will cover all costs. Yes, Madhava. Yes. When chanting, which finger should not touch the beads? Why? What do you do with this finger? Pointing, what else? Put it in the ear. So many things do you do with this finger, right? Okay.
Well, we were dreaming about this kind of program, and finally, with your cooperation, we had made this program a success.